Hi, good morning or good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Yes, in this Linux section, today we are going to understand that about file compressions. Yeah, we call it like archiving the files and compression the files. But what about this archiving the files? So I'm just writing that archiving and compression. Compression says what is this? Archiving the files and compression the files. Yeah, suppose daily like on the Windows system. Forget about the Linux. Like whenever you are working this on the Windows, suppose I have downloaded some 10 movie songs, and all these 10 movie songs are with my albums, which I'm having the photos or the image files and everything. I need to take their backup to that external hard disk. So are you going to take that copying one by one file to that external hard disk? So that is, we can do that. Is also yes, each and every file we can take it and we can copy to that, our entire folder we can take it and copy to that backup or like an external hard disk. But instead of doing that, what is the best and recommended option is the first archive the file. That means entire folder take it and use that zip mechanism and use that WinZip or 7zip. We have this, these are all softwares, right? Yeah, we can use it on the Windows system, the WinZip or 7zip. The softwares we can use it, and we can take the folder and create a zip file. Like a zip file, what it is doing is yes. So what are the 10 files which we have? All the 10 files we are going to create like as a one file with extension that is .zip. Yeah, .zip, .rar, we have the different extensions, but advantages is all the 10 files are the folder which I may have in the 10 files. I can take it and I can create a one file that is zip file. We can call this one as archiving. Yes, all like group of files. That's we are just creating like as archiving like as a single file. That is one option. And the second option what we have is suppose these 10 files which are having, let's assume that 100 MB size. But after converting that into zip file, the still I will be having that 100 MB files are like this zip file. What is the size? Yes, on the basis of the files and contents and algorithms which are getting used by the zip software which you are using, maybe you will get it some advantage of the disk space, something like that file has compressed to the 40 MB. So actual all the 10 files which are consuming 100 MB, but by using WinZip or 7zip softwares, and if you do that archiving, then what is that one more advantage is 100 MB of that all the file sizes, it has come to that 40 MB as well as. So this approach, what we can call it as compression. Yeah, the 7zip or WinZip, whenever we use it on the Windows system, yeah, so like what are the files which we have, the folder we have, that folder you can take it, and if you do that archiving, suppose um, if I show that let's just a minute. Yeah, suppose I have this yeah, I have this directory, and within this directory, suppose CentOS folder, and if I use it WinZip or 7zip, like here you can find that yes, the send to compressed zip folder. So if you just do that, that is creating that one .zip file, and this like entire CentOS folder. If I go to that and if I check it, 5.45 kilobytes it is showing, but if I just after compression 5.67 something kilobytes it is showing that. Yeah, that is like advantage on the basis of the file content. Yes, it is doing the compression. Yeah, so the folder we do that like if you like to plan it the backups, yes, backup, yes, the keyword backup. If I'm planning, yes, the folder will take it and which are all the files that is required to take the backup. We do that zipping, that is a archiving and compression. Now this file will take it and will copy to the about our pen drives and yeah, or like a external hard disk which is available. And suppose if I lost this directory, or if this directory has been corrupted, maybe that file is getting used, that's why I'm not able to delete it. Yeah, so suppose this folder or file is corrupted, then what I can do this is I can get it back the zip file from the external hard disk, and I can use it with zip software. So if I go for unzip here, yes, now this is the same folder, whatever the folder file name which we have this for the zip file, with the same file it is trying to extract into this file. So if I'm taking the zip file and if I'm doing that extraction, we'll call that extracting that. So that is which we can call it like extracting options, like recovery options. Yeah, so in our premises, like a project whenever you are working, that one of the important activity or daily activities are like on the basis of the maintenance activities point of view, we need to take that, or we need to perform backup and recoveries. But how do you perform that backup and recovery? That means how do we move, or how do you take the files and how do you do that archiving and compression? Archiving, that is going to helpful, yes, like all the files together to make it as a single file. And compression is the file sizes, whatever we have, that the file sizes which we can bring it back to this like I mean normal yeah, the norm I mean yeah, what is saying, yes, compression, it is going to help with that. That is like all the file sizes compressing to that the disk utilization point of view, we can bring it back to that less utilization of the files. Yeah, there are two concepts, archiving and compression, and one more option which we are trying to understand, extraction. Yeah, in our backup and recovery options, yes, in this backup and recovery options, archiving and compression, that's we can say backup activity. So that is creating the zip files, or seven zip files or rar files, that's we can say that archiving the files, and you are getting that advantage of the compression as well as. But if I go back to this recovery option, the recovery, what about this recovery? Like extraction. But extraction, if you're doing that, what is that input is? Yes, you need to have that the zip file as an input. A zip file which you have, yes, take it that zip file and do that extraction, that is unzip it. Yeah, backup, two activities, archiving and compression, and the recovery option, extraction. So this is about like understanding the before going to moving to that on the Linux, how to do that. On the Windows, how do we are doing that regularly? Yes, this is the concept we are trying to understand it. In the next section, we will discuss about that on the Linux system. How do we use it? Archiving mechanism, compression, and extraction. And here on the Windows, we see that the zip is that like a best utility to perform all these activities. But on the Linux system, what are the default utility? We have so many third-party utilities, but what are the default utility that we can use it to perform archiving, compression, and extraction? Yeah, that's all from this section. In the next section, we see that demonstration of this, the archiving, compression, and extraction on the Linux system.